Hi everybody. In this video, I would like to show you how to sort data. So in my math lab, it's actually pretty nice because it will export data right to Excel for you. But the hardest part is really trying to sort it. I guess it's not hard, but it's tedious, right? To try to put data in order. So we can sort data in Excel very quickly, and that's super helpful. Even if you're doing a lot of work by hand, once it's sorted, you can count up and tally things very quickly. It'll help you find your classes easier. You'll know your max and min value. It just makes life a lot easier if the data is in order. So I have here just two sets of data. And again, I literally just typed these in. I made them up. So they're nothing important here. I typed in a title. So you can type into cells just by clicking and then double clicking into it. And you can see that cursor will happen. And you can also go to the next cell by hitting the enter button or your down key. So you can type these in pretty quickly. Now notice here how number of pets kind of goes past the cell. You can change that. If you click the space in between A and B, see how I get that nice little kind of almost plus sign? If I double click, it will expand automatically to include all the words. Or you can do it manually. So if you hold your mouse down, once you get that plus sign, you can drag it where you like. So just a couple helpful tips there. So let's say I want to sort my data. So what I can do is I can select my data. And again, there's more than one way to do things in Excel. I'm just showing you one way to do them. If you know others, that's fine. And I'm going to go up here and I do want to work on sorting my data. So there's a lot of things that you can do here. I'm going to go to the data button or the data tab, and you'll see sort over here. Now I have just a very simple data set. It's just one column. I don't have a lot of other labels or anything like that. So I could use this A to Z format and to just put it in order from least to greatest. So if I hit A to Z, it will sort it for me going from least to greatest. If I hit Z to A, it'll go the opposite direction. So that is just super quick. Again, if you have a very simple data set where it's just one column and I just want it in order from least to greatest. But again, this makes it super helpful now because I can see I have 3 zeros, I can count the ones and so on. Again, if you're savvy with Excel, there are a lot of other helpful tips that you can use that will count things for you. I'm not going to worry about that here. We can count these still pretty quickly manually. But again, Excel can do a lot. So if you are going on and you want to know more about Excel, take the spreadsheets class and you can learn how to count in Excel as well. Let's say you have something more complicated. So on the next sheet, again, I just put in some fake data to start. I have major and number of classes. Again, I'm going to kind of fix my columns and just double click in between so that they are spaced a little bit nicer. You can play around here too. So if I want the titles of my columns to be to stand out more, I could go to the home key and I could make them bold. I could change the size of them or the font, right? I can make them bigger. And then again, I can readjust that column and so on. There's so much that you can really do in Excel, and you can, again, kind of play around at home if you want to see some of those options. Now here, it's a little more complicated because it's not just one column of data. If I put this in order, I want to make sure that the major comes along with it, right? I don't want to just order these and then have my majors be in the wrong spots. I want it to all stay together. I want to have that the bio major still has 5 classes. You know, this math person has 3, this nursing person has 3, and so on. I want them to line up correctly. So how do we do something like that? I'm going to go back over to data. I'm going to select the data that I have. So I'm just going to select all the columns. If I had more columns, I would select the whole thing. And then I'm going to go to this sort button. And this will allow you to sort by level, and it'll take into account your other columns as well. So I want to sort by the number of classes. So that's my main thing. I would like to sort by number of classes. It will ask you, do you want to go from smallest to largest, from largest to smallest, and do something custom? And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And did you notice how, as it sorted those, it changed this here as well, right? They went along with it in the correct order. Let's say instead I don't want to sort by classes, I want to sort by major. I could go ahead and sort by major from A to Z. And everything kind of works out in order here, but let's say things were a little bit more complicated. So let's make this a little bit harder. Let's do major, let's do number of classes, and maybe let's say day or evening student, right, or online. think I made that 14 in bold, right? All right, so again, I'm just going to make this up. So let's say this is a day student, this is a day student, this is evening, this is online, 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 day, 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 and evening, right? So I'm just throwing in some fake data here. Again, now I want to make sure all three columns are sorting appropriately and they're staying together. So I can go ahead and here, I can go back to my data, go to sort, and then again, we're going to decide by, oops, hang on. I'm going to actually select my titles too. I forgot to do that. It makes it a lot easier. I'm just selecting my headings. Now when I go to sort, I can actually read it. Sort by major, number of classes, day, evening, online. So let's say I want to sort by major. And we already did that. Let's change it up. Let's say I want to sort by number of classes. I can go ahead and click that. And again, notice how everything changed appropriately. Well, maybe I want to do something a little bit more complicated. Maybe I want to sort by major first, but I would also like to, after the major, have it sorted by day, evening, online. I really like those in order so I can figure out how many, math majors are day, online, or evening pretty quickly and just kind of be able to count those up. So major can be my first sort, but then I'm going to add a level and I want my second to sort to be by day, evening, online. And again, I'm going to do it in order from A to Z. So what happens now is we've sorted by major, but the ones that have more than one option here, they're in order. Day was first, and then evening and online in alphabetical order. So the days are together for nursing, where the evening is at the end. And again, we can really kind of play around with that sort feature. Maybe I want to sort by major, but I would like the number of classes to be the next sort. So I want them by major, but I want the number of classes in order from smallest to largest. And we can go ahead and make that change as well. So you can see math here, you have 3 and then 5. Nursing, 2, 3, and then 3. So you have a sort by major, but then you also have a second sort within the major by classes. So again, we can really take this as far as we need to if we want to really sort our data and organize it. For us, we'll be just doing some quick sorts. It's just going to help make things a lot easier when trying to count, when trying to find max and mins, when trying to build frequency tables. You really want to have those data points pretty clearly in order just so you can count quickly. And this is going to be really helpful for you as well.